It's lunchtime. Are you guys ready? Today, we're going to get together for lunchtime and we are going to have a conversation that is just going to absolutely blow you away. Now, I'm in a different spot today, and the reason for that, hold on, I'm still shifting, is because I wanted to bring some information to you. Wanted to do it just a little bit different from what I usually do. And today, rather than having a special speaker, we're going to talk together about some things that are going on. And we're going to take a look at what we can do to kind of save ourselves and maybe help to prevent some of the problems that may be coming in our direction. So I hope that you're going to take the time to take a real good look at what we're going to discuss today. Now, those of you who have lunch, certainly say hello to each other, share what you're having for lunch. And I'm Leona Dooley, and this is Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme. Hello, Tania. I see you. I saw you this morning, but I was watching on television, so I didn't get to actually talk to you. So good morning to you. Ronnie's been on. She was on early, and I sent her a message. She's so funny. She realized how early she was, so she had to come back. But I appreciate you coming back. Tania is coming up. She's going to be with us and going to be talking about some things next week that I am just so looking forward to. And hello, Centric. I am just so excited to have you here as well. And so there's going to be a few more that are going to be coming in. You're having some leftover cottage pie. Oh, that sounds delicious. Ronnie, I am giggling. I saw you when you came in, and I thought, what time is it? It's early. And so, but anyway, it's good. It's all good because we're family, and that's the fun part of being able to sit down at the lunch table with family and friends, where we can giggle, we can love on each other, and just have a good time. Now, let's talk about some things that are going on. Now, first of all, I've got all kinds of stuff today that we're going to be all over the place. So get ready. And if you have a piece of paper, hi Emma, you're going to want to grab your paper and pen, because we're going to take a look at the month of April. Do you realize how fast March just seemed to zip by? And you know what? And real quick, Tania, yes, this is my phone that I have had 34 years. That's been in that spot. And so, yes, it still works, and we still use it. We keep that home number in addition to our cell phones. But it's been here. It's gotten the kids through. It used to get lost every other day because they would have taken it to their rooms. But it's all about that phone. So anyway. We're laughing about that, but yes. So it might be telling my age. And so if it is, you all just know it's kind of hard not to tell a little something along the way. But I can tell you this, just to throw this in. I have been looking at this gray hair since I was 40. So what can I say? That's Mother Nature. That's what she did. Now, like I said, today I'm going to get serious and try to focus here, because there have been just so many things going on here in the kitchen that it has been sometimes a struggle to focus. And when you have a lot going on, focus is sometimes a concern. You want to make sure that you're on task. And for me, I have to put those kinds of things down on paper, because if I don't, I'm going to lose what I'm doing. I'm going to lose where I am. And today, this is serious, but we're going to treat it in such a way. Hey, Patricia, we're going to treat it in such a way that we are not going to move in fear at this point. Because at this point, all the things that are going on around us here in our own country, as well as things that are going on beyond our borders, we really could kind of get a whirlwind going and end up in a panic. And that's not what we want to do. We don't want to panic. We don't want to live in fear. We want to think smart. We want to work smart, and we're going to plan smart. And so, in sitting down talking to a few of our YouTube community and some other ladies that are on YouTube as well, we have been talking about, it's very easy if you go through YouTube and you watch some of the programs that are offered through YouTube, you could get into a real situation. It could be very scary. And for some, it is scary. And so we're going to try to help to ease a little bit of that fear. And in order to do that, it has to be a focused situation. It has to be a situation that we really we get a plan that it can be tweaked if needed. And certainly we may have to do that along the way. And so I started to look at, I've been doing the one plan, 1 month, one shop plan. And I think I hit a little bit on this Saturday. I had so much fun with my granddaughter. I hope you all liked it too. She was so thrilled and so excited to be there with you guys. And even though she's really not a talker, most of the time she's really very quiet, which you can see. And I'm usually the one chattering away, and she just loves it. She just gives me the nod, and I know we're good to go. But bringing our family in and making them a part of the plan not only helps to ease your nerves, it also eases theirs. And as well as we're teaching and we're sharing, we're bringing in those who we can. Let them work with you as you're doing whatever it is. Yes, my ladybug. As we're doing that, we want to be able to share with them, show them how to do it, then they get to do it. And, it's not well, you got to do this, and this is your so-and-so, and you've got to do this. It is a loving way of allowing them to learn by your example. And so I kind of did that with my own kids. And I think it worked because they both are excellent cooks. And in fact, it's so funny because, we got Easter coming up in April. Well, I already know Easter, I don't have to cook and they're not going to want me to cook because they want to cook, because they want me to see what they've been able to accomplish. And, and that is a very proud moment and a very happy moment. And I say that very humbly. But today we are going to take a look at the month of April. Now, I have a few things that I'm going to be flipping out of here, so I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that everything works, and it will be a lot of fun. We are going to keep my notes. We're going to talk a little bit about inflation. And, when we talk about inflation, we know inflation affects everything. And there we go. It affects everything. It affects everything we do with food, with gas. One thing kind of impacts the other. I mean, our lights and gas. are affected by inflation. Our packages that we mail are affected by inflation. Let's see if I can get myself over. Okay. Now, so we want to be able to inflation proof ourselves as such, if at all possible. And so we've been working along the way. And I know some of you have been collecting, when you go out to the store, you would collect if you were shopping for even freezer foods, canned goods. I'm thinking we'll start with freezer foods. Rather than buying one pack of hamburger, you might buy 2 packs of hamburger. One you might actually use during this month or your 2-week period. And the second one you put away so that when the prices continue to go up, you can pull out some of those things that you already have in your freezer. Now, if you noticed on Saturday, and I'm going to kind of refer back to Saturday, I took several packages of chicken out of the freezer. I took those, put them in the crock pot, covered them with some cheap, real cheap, Walmart cheap broth. Added in a little house seasoning, an onion, a piece of celery, and a carrot. And cooked that broth. Just put it on. I did it like at 10 o'clock Friday night, so that by Saturday morning it was ready to go. And the good thing about that, you saw that we actually put together 3 meals with the chicken that came from just those few packages of pieces. 2 breasts, I think it was 3 wings. There might have been 1 or 2 thighs, I think, that I had put into the crock pot. And so those were just pieces from larger packages that I had purchased along the way. And so as I was digging through the freezer, because I like to rotate whatever it is that's in the freezer, and I'm sure you all do the same thing. You try to rotate so that nothing spoils or gets freezer burned. And so we did that. And so we were able to work multiple meals. Now, the good thing was not only did I prepare meals for the big guy and I, but I also sent home meals with Corinne. And so it was nice because her mom is at this point working from home. And so she was able to take home food so that this week, mom for several days will not have to cook. That won't be an issue that comes up. So that helped to save them. Now, I could have certainly taken it, packaged it, and called up some of the little ladies. There's a couple of ladies, I know more than a couple, but several that I talked to a lot at church, that we could work out packaging food and taking dinners to them, because they're 85 and above. And they are in good health. They drive to church every Sunday. And but it's nice to think that someone cares enough for you to be able to share a night of dinner with you, or even to bring them here. And so I haven't done as much of bringing them here, only because of our situation that's going on with COVID. I would hate to carry anything or bring anything to anyone else. So I try to take the food to them and let them have it. Now, so we're going to talk about shopping. We're going to talk about planning today. So you're looking at my April calendar, and I'm going to see if I can bring it up a little bit more. Now, in looking at this calendar, you can see it seems pretty blank at this point. Well, guess what? That's not going to last, because April is probably going to go by as quickly as March did. And so we're going to dig deep into April. I'm taking you through the process that I go through when I'm putting together the one plan, 1 month video that I typically put out each month. So we're going to do it together because you know what? Our young homemakers need to see how we plan. And my daughter and I had a real good conversation this weekend, and we were talking about planning. And, it was funny. I went in her pantry and I went, "Oh, you need a pantry cleaning." Now, only a mother can say that. And I said, "But I'm not saying you have to do it because I know she's already overwhelmed trying to keep up with the kids and all their projects." I said, "I'd be happy to come in and organize your pantry." And she said, "Well, Mom, I'll think about that. Let me get back to you on that." So you know what that means. But anyway, we are working our way through April today. So I'm going to add this in, and we're going to take a look at the month of April. So I'm going to start and stop this along the way. Now, this particular picture that you see at this point, you can see that I have started to mark up April. And I always start with a calendar, a full calendar, so that I can really look at the month, know what we have going on. For some of you, you may decide to, rather than doing one major shop, maybe that doesn't work for you. You may even need to, Patricia, you're funny, but maybe you're not able to just shop once a month. Maybe you can shop twice a month. And I used to shop twice a month, whereas I kind of planned the shopping based on when I got paid. I got paid on the 1st and the 15th. So that typically was that Saturday, whatever, the second, like in this case, April 2nd would have been my shopping day. Well, now I can make those days whatever days I want. So coming this Wednesday, I already know that I'm going to be doing a shop, and then I'm going to do another shop. Good morning, Dee, coming up on the 20th. And that's just after Easter. Now, but what I'm going to do prior to shopping is that I'm also going to see what other holidays may come into play. Now, I've given you some symbols. You'll see the little lines that are going across. Those lines are representative of days that I do not have to cook. So that's always good to do. Go through your calendar, find out whatever's going on. And if you have some days that you know you're not going to have to cook, yay. And you can just kind of line those out. So that's what I did. If you look over at Easter, I've already at the 17th, I've taken Easter out as a cooking day because I know I won't have to worry about that. And that gives me, I think, let's see, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 days of my month that I don't have to worry about because I'm not going to be cooking on those days. Now, my 2 shopping days are going to be the 30th and the 20th. And the reason for that is because hopefully, if everything falls in place, I hope to be able to sneak off and do a little playing around and travel a little bit and go visit a little bit. So I know I don't need to do as much shopping. Now, when we talk about that shopping, it could mean a full shop, or it may be just a matter of picking up fresh vegetables throughout the month of April. Now, so on the 30th, I'm going to develop that list. And this is what I've done. Now I'm showing you those 2 shopping days at this point. I kind of slowed it down a little bit because I wasn't quite sure how fast I would be talking. And so I slowed it down just a bit. But anyway, we are going to, let's see if I can get us to where I want to be. I'm giving you that little, okay. Now on Sundays, I already know, and I'm in the process of writing in dinner with friends. We every Sunday have a little group of people that we rotate in and out, and we have dinner with our friends on Sunday. And each Sunday is probably a different couple that we have dinner with. And it's not usually at any of our houses. We usually go to a restaurant. So Sundays are usually clear, which is nice. It's really nice to be able to get out and to do those kind of things. Now, of course, we have Easter, and Easter is probably going to be a little fancier than usual. Now, as we continue across that calendar, I'm kind of moving you through a little faster and see if I can. Okay, let me back you up. I went too far. Da-da. Okay, and stop. I'm going to stop right there. I went to the freezer, and at the freezer, I wanted to see. Now, this is before doing any shopping. I wanted to see, what do I have in my freezer? Well, I found cooked chicken. I found, oh, thank you, Tania. I found that I had already cooked ham. I had ribeye steaks. I had salmon. I had pork chops. I had some whole chickens. I even have a turkey, ladies, that's in my freezer that I'm going to be cooking this month. And I had a couple of bags of shrimp. So that got us started in the meat department. But then we're also looking in our freezer as well as our pantries to take a look at our vegetables. What vegetables do we have? Well, I lucked out. I had a couple of bags of mixed vegetables, had some kale, some collards, some cooked, some not, green beans. I had some lima beans. I even had white beans and corn. Now, I'm going to stop for just a second and talk about those white beans. What I like to do when I get a large bag of white beans, I like to wash them good, pick them, go through them, and put them in water and let them go ahead and do the swelling that dried beans are going to do. And then once I do that, I divide it into portions, for if I'm going to fix soup, I kind of know how much I'm going to need. So I put those into freezer safe containers, and those that I don't need, I put in the freezer. So I have some beans that are ready. They are ready to go straight either into the slow cooker or into a pot if I wanted to do a soup, or I wanted to cook it with some chicken and tomatoes and some broth or some, whatever it may be. I've got beans ready to go. Then I also looked at the extras. The extras are always important because these are those things that sometimes you put into your freezer, and sometimes we forget about them. I had pre-cooked elbow macaroni. I have enough to be able to put together a full casserole. I also had, when I cook spaghetti, I cook the whole box, and I usually buy a 2-pound box. Well, the big guy and I don't, we're not going to eat 2 pounds at a setting. So I go ahead, cook it to al dente, and keep what I need, and what I don't need, I put in the freezer. So I had some spaghetti that's already been pre-prepared, so to speak. I also had some apples that I had cut into little cubes, and I'm going to try to find something to do with them this month. I even had some macaroni and cheese sauce left over that I had packaged. And so that macaroni and cheese sauce is going to be going with the elbow macaroni. Ta-da! That's macaroni and cheese ready. Now, in addition to that, I have more chicken broth. So those are the kind of things that we're going to be looking at, as well as some pre-cooked rice. So that helps us in being able to put together and to think about menus and ideas for dinner that you can work with what you already have. And then those things that you might want that might be a little bit different, you can add to your menu plan. So we're taking a look at that's what we're going to take a look at. We're going to go down once we get through our extras. And I'm going to take you down. And let's see, there we go. We're going to start to look at the actual menu plan. Now, on my menu plan, I jump around when I do the menu plan. And that's why I kind of do it like this. And, eventually, once I've gone grocery shopping, know for sure what I have, and make sure that I don't really want to switch, I'm going to put all of this into my B6 Stology so that I can copy it over. But when I put it into my Stology, I have to tell you, I want it nice and neat. I don't want any little scratches or those kind of things. I want a nice list that I can refer to. So I'm starting out on the first, as you can see, and I got I'm going to do a cream cheese chicken bake. And then it continues. We've got ham with potato salad. On the dates that maybe Sundays, you'll see a line where we know there's no cooking on that particular day. Now, in some cases, I'll tell you, I goofed because I was talking and working on this at the same time. So I tried to make sure that I only put meals in for those days that I knew for sure there was going to be some cooking. But a couple of places I can tell you already, I already have food in and I know I'm not going to be here. I won't be in the kitchen. But that's okay because that just gives me a few extra options should I want to switch something around. Now, notice that on the 6th and the 20th, and you'll see where I switched up these dates between the 26th and the 27th. It was supposed to have been the 27th, but I moved it up to the 26th. That these are days when I'm going to use my slow cooker. And what I'm trying to get back to is to selecting at least one day a week where I can use my slow cooker, prepare something in it that I can maybe get 2 days of food from. And for those of us who are new cookers, or those who are new cookers, new homemakers, young homemakers who may be looking at the plan, you may be able to, depending upon how many people are in your family, you may be able to cook enough. Say, for instance, this cream cheese chicken bake on the first. If we make it a large cream cheese and chicken bake, then you can eat half and put half away for another day. Now, the ham with potato salad. Now, in this particular case, I already have the ham. I don't have to bake it. But if you have to bake a ham, then absolutely you're going to have additional ham that you can use another time. And for those who don't eat ham, it's okay. That's okay. You'll switch out with whatever your family likes. Potato salad, I always make enough potato salad that I've got quite a few days of potato salad because a big guy likes potato salad. Go down to the 6th where we're doing the hamburger tacos. Now that's one of those, I know when I do that, I'm going to probably do at least a 3-pound pack of hamburger. And the reason for that is that some of that hamburger is going to be used for tacos that night. And then the rest of it, I'm going to package, put away so that when the grandkids come over, they love tacos. I won't have to prepare the taco meat. It's already going to be ready. And so Tania said she was thinking roast beef instead of the ham with the potato salad. And that would be great to have a nice roast with that potato salad. Would be absolutely delicious. And so, it just like I said, it gives you good options and ideas of things that you can do. Go to come down to the ninth. The ninth, I want to do a beef short ribs. And, sometimes instead of, I like ribs, I like barbecuing ribs out on the grill. But sometimes I like to use beef ribs instead of pork ribs. And beef ribs, you either cook them extremely long, a long time, so that they're nice and tender, or do a little pre cooking and then put them on the grill, or they're going to have to be short and sweet. And so I'm going to do these beef short ribs, and I think I'm actually going to do those probably in the crock pot, only because this is on a Saturday. And on Saturdays, what are we doing? We're in the kitchen in the morning, and we may even start this Asian beef short ribs because I think it's something you might enjoy. So we'll probably do that and put it together right here in the kitchen, all of us together, which would be a lot of fun. Um, Let me go down to, I have two birthdays this month. My grandson has a birthday, and I have a birthday. And so I know we're probably going to go out as a family, but I don't know for sure what days we're going to go. We typically take my grandson wherever he wants to go on one Saturday, and then we usually go wherever I want to go on the following week. So because we're together, our birthdays are 2 days apart, which is so cool. And so we'll be working that out. So you can see here for the 28th is my birthday. We're going to, I'm not exactly sure what we're doing, but I do know we're doing something. And I have tentatively those barbecue ribs that I'm going to be doing. And I would like to be able to do those and have him here because he does like ribs. He loves ribs. And so we may certainly do that and as a family and have everybody here. So that's always a lot of fun. So, when you start on paper, it gives you a chance to plug things in, and where you need to scratch things out and make changes, you can do all that right there. Now, if I didn't want to put this into my planner, then I would just take this and put it on the refrigerator because that's a quick and easy access to be able to go over there, look at what you have planned for the month. Now, these things, once I grocery shop on Wednesday, then I know I have exactly what I need to prepare these dishes. It will be here, even down to the sauces. The only thing that I may have to pick up would be like lettuce and tomatoes or, something like that, something fresh or some apples or whatever it may be. But, the main meal is already here, which is always good. Now, so let me take you down. Now, these are the symbols that I use down at the bottom where you can see I circle the date for the slow cooker days. And down at the very bottom, I just draw a line through those dates that I know I'm not going to be cooking. And, it's always to have a few dates where you're not cooking. Now, grab your pencil and paper because this is where we're really going to get into what to look at. Now, as you're thinking about, I don't know if you're like me, I like to prepare meals. If I'm gonna have hamburger this week, or we'll say a ground beef meal this week, then next week I am not going to want the same ground beef meal. I'm going to try to come up with something new, something that I can recreate or I can create that is going to be totally different so that the family won't think, oh man, are we looking at hamburgers again? No, that's not what we're doing. Emma gave us a great idea here. She says that she uses a wipeable monthly meal planner on the freeze. and on her fridge. And she said, and then everybody knows what they're having for the week. You know, Emma, I did that exact same thing when I was working. It was so nice. I did it by the week, and it was just, you know, there was no question. You knew what it was going to be. And in fact, usually Sunday evening, we would get together and I say, okay, guys, these are the things I'm thinking about for the week. Now, when do you want them? And it was funny because the kids were old enough where they would say, hey, Mom, well, can we have spaghetti on this day? And can we have fried chicken on so and so? And can we have whatever kind of, you know, if it was going to be a soup, what day can we have that on that day? And then we would just work out the menu. And it was even more fun when the big guy, because the big guy did have to travel. So because a lot of times he wasn't here. So it was just the three of us. And on those days, oh man, we'd have pizza one day, we'd have something else another. It was usually very kid friendly when I knew it was just the three of us, because I really cared less. You know, whatever they wanted, I just fixed. And I usually tried to fix something that they could help with. And we'd all get in here in the kitchen and have a good time. So those kind of things are something that, too, we want to be able to keep in mind. Um, I thought about, most of you are probably very familiar with couponing apps. And I don't know how many of you use coupon apps where you can shop. And when you leave the store, after you check out, you can zap your phone at your app, and it takes a picture of your receipt, and then you're able to accumulate points. And I know there are some ladies who are on YouTube, they use those coupon apps and they end up getting regular, I mean, not just for groceries, we're talking whatever you can get a coupon for, that's what they plug in. And whether it's shopping for t-shirts, coats, shoes, you know, and now everybody's shopping for spring. So, you know, whatever you have to shop for, you can plug that information into your coupon app and you're able to get those points, and they're shopping points that you can use later on. Now, those points you can usually redeem in the form of a gift card or whatever it is that you set up on the apps. Those are fun. Now, if you're like me, I usually forget to zap mine. And don't do as I do. You want to make it as workable as possible, and especially today, because things the outrageous prices are driving us crazy. Now, I thought about, you know, as I'm coming up with ideas for meals, that's the hardest part. What am I going to cook? And if I could have put a big question mark up here, I certainly would have done that. And each month, you know that each month that you've watched the One Plan, 1 month, one shop, I always give you a listing of 30 days of menu plans. And some of you I know have said, oh, that's really great. Now, where are you getting all that from? Well, let me start to pull out my favorite things because I have all of these right here. And I thought, you know, I was going to put them up. And I thought, well, no, I won't do that. I'll let you know where, you know, it's not coming off the top of my head. Now, I may take some of these recipes and twist them and turn them, and they may not look like what they start out with, but the ideas, I can sit and work out those ideas. Now, I'll let you know what I've also put together is and this will be in the description box. You will have a listing of the couponing apps. I'll give you at least 3 different couponing apps that you might want to check out. I'm going to also, I got my notes here, I'm going to also give you several books that I have that I'm telling you, I'm going to show you one right now before we even get too far. Well, I'm trying to find the one that's here's the one. When I smell this, I know you all are going, what? Yes, I'm smelling it because it is that old. This is called Home Cooks Easy Recipes. Home Cooks Easy Recipe. But you know what? It is still available. Home Cooks Easy Recipe. I can't tell you where I got it, but this is a book I have had since we married. And that was 45 years ago. And the pages are yellow. They have yellowed all around the edges. But let me tell you, I do not I have not parted with this book because it has all of those little things that you would think most books wouldn't have. Simple things, they're easy things. When I was a new cook, I didn't know how to fix macaroni salad. I didn't know how to fix tuna salad. I certainly didn't know how to fix egg salad. And talk about Alfredo. It was like, ow, what? And when you're 18, 19, 20 something, you don't know, you don't know how to fix it. So this book has gotten me through many a meal. My first bowl of chili is right here. It's called Quick and Easy Chili. Now there are even some pages that have like little bits of where I had it next to me and I splashed. That tells you how much I've used it. Chicken soup, all those kind of things. And this is called Home Cooks Easy Recipe. And all those years back, it was only $5.95. Now, where in the world can you get this? Has almost 600 recipes in it. Where can you get a 600 recipe book for $5.95? Almost nowhere now. This is a keeper. This is a keeper. All right, the next one, and this one I can tell I got stuff falling out of it. It's old and crinkly. I've used it to death. You can see on the back where the pages are worn. This is called America's Best. Oh, Lord, I just took the cover off. America's Best, a collection of savory recipes. Now, does that not look good? Now, it has salads and vegetables and desserts and the fun cakes that we love to cook, breads, and even, your main dishes. All kinds of soups and salads, your salad dressings, you name it. But I mean, this is another one I have used a lot, and it is almost as old as the other book. But I did come into the 20th century finally and started to look at some that are much more fun and young and youthful. So I'm going to bring you to those. Now, first of all, I'm going to start. I have always been a magazine girl. And for years, I've used Taste of Home. I love Taste of Home. Well, Taste of Home has kicked itself up a notch because it used to be that the Taste of Home magazine was, you could get the magazine, but they also had a traveling tour, and they would go from city to city to city, and they would prepare. You would pay for your ticket included a year's subscription to the magazine, as well as you had a chef that was on the stage, and she prepared at least two or three main dishes and a couple of desserts and sometimes even a drink, but that was right there live. And it was a great evening. It was so much fun. And so for about 20, I think it was, our tickets were maybe $25. I had a friend, we went every time they came, and they typically came at least once a year. Initially, they were doing it twice a year. And then, as time went by, they covered more cities. And so they were doing it once a year. Well, then after who came, they had to stop that. And so the Taste of Home now is tasteofhome.com, I think it is, but it's online now. So you can get a membership online. They each week they will send you a week's worth of recipes, or you can just go to the site, type in whatever it is you have. So say for instance you had those beef short ribs, you could type in beef short ribs, and maybe you have some pineapple. You could type in pineapple, beef short ribs, pineapple, and rice. And you click, and it will come up with fantastic dishes, not something you'd automatically think of, but something unique that you may want to prepare during your particular month or for a special occasion, or maybe not so special. As far as I'm concerned, every night's special. So I'm always looking for something new. But Taste of Home is a wonderful opportunity. And as you can see, it's very colorful. I typically keep a subscription only because I want to support them. They've been around a long time. And first, it seemed like there were all ladies, mostly that you saw in the magazines. But now it's equal parts, men and women who are in this magazine that are providing all kinds of recipes and lots of cooking tips. So Taste of Homes is a great one. You probably, now you'll see I'm pulling 3 different books, and they're 3 different things. And all of these are coming from Better Homes and Garden. Better Homes and Gardens, like Taste of Homes, also has a website now. And certainly you can become a member. They will send you, if you don't mind, and you sign up for their, I think you can choose what you want sent and how often you'd like to receive it. But you have the opportunity to be able to look up fun things to do, not just food related. If you wanted tablescape ideas or your gardening ideas, Better Homes and Gardens has such a wealth of information. Now, this is the regular magazine that you have, and it is a lot of fun. But the magazine is also online. So you can become a member and receive it electronically as well. This is the Taste of Home, and they have many, 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 many different specialty magazines now. Well, like this particular one was the one I got for the fall because I was doing the apple thing. And I almost always do apples because that's what we like. And actually I like apples better than pumpkin. But anyway, I digress. But apples are not the only thing the Taste of Home specializes in, but they give you a variety. Now they have one. I haven't been able to catch it. I'll have to try to order it through Amazon or through Better Homes and Garden. But they have one on slow cookers, or what's the new one? It's not elite. Pressure cookers, using pressure cookers. They also have an entire book on from Better Homes and Gardens, and it is nothing but recipes. It has beautiful pictures. Here's our pork and apples, and no, it doesn't look like your usual skillet pork and apples. It's something different, but it's using those apples in a very savory way. And it's a beautiful book, as well as it has delicious recipes and things that you can do that are very different. So for a new homemaker, if they want to cook and they want to use what they have an opportunity to be able to do that. The third one, oh, here it is the Better Homes and Gardens slow cooker. And what caught me with this was the picture, because this is a roast, And let's see, this is a spiced apricot pork roast with fall vegetables. Now, if you didn't do pork roast, you could use a beef roast and still do it the same way. But is that not beautiful? Can you imagine putting that on your table for Saturday or Sunday dinner? And I think your family would just go, "Ooh, how pretty." And those are the things that make you want to do something special. Here's something I'm thinking about doing. This is called spaghetti soup. Doesn't it look pretty? Looks like your spaghetti. I've looked at it and I'm trying to figure out what the difference is. I think it's just a soupier spaghetti, but I'm not sure. But I don't want to say that not be the case because I haven't read it that close. But it looks amazing. And you just think about it when you're fixing a spaghetti or spaghetti soup. If you're not a beef person, you could certainly. I'm thinking you could probably do this with chicken, ground chicken or ground turkey. You could certainly substitute and add a different type of meat. So the pictures are beautiful. The recipes are a little unique. Here's a taco soup. I don't know how many of you have done that, but it looks amazing. The cool thing I like about this is that, yes, they dress it up for those pictures, but they're using items that you would probably serve with that particular dish anyway. So, when you're thinking tacos, we're going to have some guacamole. If you like jalapenos, you're going to have those anyway. So they've just dressed it up a bit. So those are things you would already have. And they go into bread. And as we talk about some of these things, one thing I think, and I say this only because I've seen this in my family, when you're a young homemaker, so often a lot of your food ends up processed. And that's because of the fact, and I'm guilty. I was guilty years ago. I was guilty. I went with the processed food because I thought it was quick. But I can tell you, it was more expensive. And once I started to venture out and do more real cooking, then my food budget came back into a more reasonable area. And plus, my family was eating better food. And so that's what it's all about. We want to make sure that what we're putting on the table, it doesn't have to be a Julia Child's or Martha Stewart dish that you're putting on your tables or having on your stove. It doesn't have to be that fancy, but you do want it to be healthy. And I've also tried to do meat-free meals. We try to do at least 2 meat-free meals a week. Now, now that we're in spring and the vegetables are going to be coming out, I want big salads every week. Now, does a big salad look the same every time? No. No. The big salad today might be spinach based. The big salad 2 days from now could be green lettuce or green leaf lettuce, and or it could be romaine. Each time you make that big salad, you are tweaking it and to the point of where it doesn't look the same. And I'll tell you something, that there was a lady who came one day for lunch, and it was a mom who came to school, and she brought us lunch, my team lunch. We were so humbled because she thought enough of us to do that. She came, she had a little picnic basket. It was the sweetest thing. And she had cloth napkins, we had china, and she had brought drinks. And I mean, she laid it out. But let me tell you what she served. She had like one of those dough bowls. It was layered with a layer of spinach. let's see, it had spinach, it had red onions, it had I can't remember what kind of, some kind of cheese that she had in there. She had grapes. Um, and then she opened up the container in the middle, which was sealed at that point. She opened it up and it was a chicken salad. And so you served your portion of salad onto your plate, placed your portion of chicken salad on it, and then she had a homemade buttermilk dressing that went along with it that she just drizzled over your plate once you finished. And then she had a dessert. Oh my goodness. Lunchtime that day was fantastic. But it was a beautiful presentation. But it was so simple. Now, so I'm saying we can do those kind of things. We can work that all the time. And because it's so pretty, she had cut I asked her, I said, now, do your kids, because at that point I was teaching elementary, and I said, does so and so eat spinach? She said, oh, yeah, they love to eat spinach. And she said, they just pick the little leaves and walk around and just eat them like candy. And I thought, really? And because at that point, my kids weren't having the spinach, but they had learned that was fun. And so she would let them take their little lettuce leaf and they would put it on a cracker and they put their little chicken salad on it, and that was it. They were gone, and they loved it. But they were learning how to eat fresh vegetables and learning how to eat some vegetables that even some adults won't eat. So that's an opportunity for all of us to be able to provide those kinds of meals, to provide those opportunities, and for our family. So I'm going to kind of do a quick recap. Tell me some more things that you like to eat and that you like to do. As you're talking in the comment box, tell me, where are some of the places that you get your menu ideas first? Where do you find those? Talk to me. Talk to me. Where do you find your meal ideas? Because the Food Network hasn't been on forever. So where did you get some of your ideas? Did you get them like from your parent? Or where did you find some of those? I'm giving you a chance to do a little typing. I love being able to sit down with some magazine. Okay. I see YouTube is one. YouTube is a great place, Tania, to be able to find ideas. I know sometime when I pull up that home page, ah, you just see things that look so good. And when you find there are several, you name it, there are hundreds of people out there that you can get ideas from. Ronnie said sometimes she would even talk to coworkers on dinner ideas. She said, so now she gets them from myself and Denise. I appreciate that. How sweet of you. Oh, Denise is there. Oh, so you're there with your sister. Oh, how neat. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, Sin said she gets hers a lot of times online. Yeah. If you Google, you are absolutely right, Kim. When you Google, it's amazing how many ideas, how many variations. And you have a recipe file, okay, that you've had for years that you can go back and look at some of those ideas. And do you find that today that you are actually doing more actual cooking? And we, like I said, on Sunday we usually go out, Yesterday we went out and we had fish. We were out for a fish dinner with some friends, and oh my goodness, our meal was very simple, but before I knew it, we were well over $40 for the two of us. And I thought, fish sandwiches, $40? I couldn't believe it. We had fish sandwiches and some slaw. $40. Now, I am all about supporting our local businesses, but that was just a little much. Patricia said that she said that most of what she cooks comes from her mom and her grandmother. Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. But she says she loves looking through magazines and on Pinterest. Absolutely. Pinterest didn't come to mind, but you're absolutely right. Pinterest has great selections of ideas, not just for food, but anything else you might want to cook or ideas. Let's see. Ronnie said, she said, yes, she finds that today she's doing more actual cooking. And she said, of course, it could be because she's home now. She said when she worked, she said she was all about quick meals, seems like. Sin says she cooks all the time now since the pandemic. I know what you're saying. We did a little bit of, that thing going on of dealing with the pandemic. We weren't about to go out and go to a restaurant early on. Oh, oh, workplace from home. Tania said, Apron Diva, she bought two so she would have one on her last grocery trip. Oh, that's cute. Good, good, good. And Ronnie said that she's cooking all the time too. We understand, most of us understand the importance of cooking, of making sure that we cook good meals. And it doesn't matter if you're single, husband and wife, you and a roommate, whatever the situation may be, or if you're by yourself. Cooking is what it's all about. Now, if you're by yourself, you may do what I used to do, where you could fix a really good roast and a really nice chicken, and those two meals lasted all week. But it was just me, so I didn't mind having leftovers. But with the big guy, he's not having that. So I have to cook at least 3 or 4 different meals, and then I might be able to have an LO night one night or two. So where we have leftovers, and they have to be very creatively made so that he's not thinking, have I seen this before this week? So, or I have to save it till another day. But it's tough. It's tough out here, and the numbers and the prices are going up. And store brands, if you can catch your store brands on sale, take it. You may have to add a little more seasoning to a store brand. You might have to do that, but you're going to save yourself in the long run. Let's see. Patricia's asked, she wanted to know, she said, a printed grocery list when you do your 1 month plan. Oh, yes. No, I didn't make it myself. What I do with my grocery list. Oh, where I've written out the grocery list? No. The little printed sheet. Let's see, I got it here. I think you're talking about this. That one I actually purchased at Office Depot because I've got it in the book already. Let me show it to you. Let me take this down. Okay, I think you're talking about this one. Let's see if I can get that. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. I think that's the one you're talking about. And yes, that is printed. I got that at Office Depot. But I went to Amazon and I think they have one very similar. I'll look as soon as we get off because I think. Oh, Belle said she purchased one from Office Depot as well, and they may still have it. I've had this one because it had so many pages in it. I've had it for quite a while, and but it was Office Depot where I got it. And like I said, I purchased, I think at the time that I got it, I purchased several because I haven't had to buy any. I think I still have about another 10 pages or so to be able to use. And I really only use it once a month. So because of that, it's lasted quite a while. But I do believe they still carry it. And I do believe that Amazon has something very close to it as well. And I will look that up and look for that. And if I find it, I'll just stick it down in the description box. Let's see. Denise, I saw you said something. Yes, Denise said she just showed her weekly grocery haul and picked up 2 whole chickens and putting them in the freezer with the food saver. I saw that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now I have a shop that's going to be coming. I think it's going to deploy on Wednesday, and for my grocery shop. And so you'll see that as well. So we'll be talking more about what I purchased and how much I really needed to purchase. Because once you get into a and I say regular shop, then you're going to find that the amount you need to actually purchase is going to be a little bit less because you're developing your freezer storage, your pantry storage. And Mary's Nest talks about that 4 corners where you have your main pantry, your refrigerator, your freezer, and then you have your storage for your extra items as well. And so as you continue to develop each of those places, you're not going to need to have such a large grocery bill. Now, guys, we have talked quite a bit. And like I said, I am going to, when you look at the description box in a little while, as soon as I get a chance to put everything in there, and I'll do that as quick as I can. But you're going to see that I'm going to give you a lot of information, everything that we've talked about today. And so that you can take a look at it and see if it's something that will work for you. Like I said, many of the magazines and books I use monthly because as I go through a recipe book and once I really find one that is workable and that it works, I keep it. And I may add a little bit from somebody else's, but I have a main recipe file that I really do keep and try to develop new recipes from something else that I've used. So for new cooks, this is what I do. When I see new cooks, they get a cookbook. And I usually get a cookbook that has a lot of variety and fairly easy. And in today's world, they need recipes for slow cookers as well as the slow cookers are fairly inexpensive. So most young cookers, young homemakers, new homemakers usually have a slow cooker. Now they might not have an elite what do you call them? The new somebody tell me it's the pressure cooker. They may not have one of the new pressure cookers, but because they're a little bit pricey, especially for someone who's just starting their kitchen out. But it is an opportunity for them to be able to try new things, develop new things, and find what works for you. Yes. And you're right, Ronnie. Pressure cooker and the air fryer. Oh my goodness. I gave an air fryer away not too long ago to a young cook, the Instapot. That's what I'm looking for. Instapot. Thank you. And that Instapot is good. It is really good. And it's so time saving. And so that's something that we have an opportunity to, not only for ourselves, but if you have young homemakers in your family, when Christmas comes, birthday comes, those, there you go. There you go. Share with them. So if I buy one for me, I usually buy two. I buy one for myself, one for my daughter, or one for myself and one for my daughter and one for my son. I do it that way so that, everybody has one, and that works out great. So we, as more seasoned cooks, can share and provide to our new cooks. Whew, it's a rough world, and every day there is something new. But the good thing is that we're going to take time to look around, see who we can help and how we can help. And when we have those opportunities, I'm going to say take action. This is our opportunity to take action. And it's something as simple as a good meal. So if you have a neighbor who is struggling, share a nice hot meal. It will go a long way. Now, I love you all. And I am so excited. I didn't want to really get into it, but I'm so excited. We hit 1,000 over the weekend. Woo, 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 woo. Those of you who know, it was terrible. I got to 995 and it's like I got stuck. It wasn't going anywhere. And then all of a sudden, bam, there it went. Thank you, thank you, thank you to those of you who are on, who are new, to those of you who have been hanging in there with me, and those of you who have been sharing and promoting and doing all those great things. I am very thankful to all of you. I am thankful for your support. And like I said, it's going to be a fun time. And thank you, thank you. And we are going to do this together. We are not going to allow our families to be fearful. We're going to help them plan smart, think smart, shop smart. So we're going to set the example. We're going to share with them a few things that we know. And we're going to do our best to keep ourselves together as well and keep a little money in our pocket. Now, I hope that all of you are doing well. Oh, blue skies. Hi. I see you. Thank you. The congratulations was for hitting over 1,000. Yay. Thank you. And I am very excited about that. Now, coming up in April, we have some amazing people who are on as guests coming up in April. I took this week because it's going to be busy in the month of April. We got a lot of things that are coming up and a lot of folks who are coming up, and you're just going to have a great time and enjoy what they're going to be bringing to you. I'm glad that Blue Skies is feeling better. She's been a little under the weather, and I am so glad that she's much, much, much better. That is good to know. Thank you, Blue Skies. This is great. This is great. Gives me that little boost to keep it going. That's all we need. Sometimes that's all people need. Is just a little boost. So I'm not going to talk you to death. It's time for us to go back to work. And because after all, this is lunchtime. And I want you to have a great time and enjoy. Have a wonderful, blessed week, my friends. And I'll see you on Wednesday, and I'm also see you again on Saturday. So, mwah, love to you, and have a wonderful time. I'll see you soon, right here at Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme.